Whoa there, Red Hats. What's the rush, huh? Why don't you tell your old pal Charlie what you found out from McTavish? Well done, Red Hats. Thing is, maybe I made it sound like I could get you into the back, but I can't without Mr. Brygo's say-so. Go talk to him. Tell him what you found out, and I'm sure he'll be open to a deal. Don't mention me, though. Thanks. So, what'd you do to that poor bastard McTavish? Better there than in the stocks, I guess. I'm gonna head to the machine shop and clear up any mess you left, all right? Nothing but a favor between friends. You should go on upstairs and talk to Mr. Brygo. See you later, Red Hats.
Rangers. I get the feeling this isn't a social call. I understand you had a little talk with McTavish, and I want you to know I'm as appalled as you are that he let the Dorseys into the city. He served me well, but, well, he's always been an idiot. Now, what do you want to talk to me about? In my profession, you can't be too trusting with new friends. I had you followed. It won't happen again. Is that a threat? Are you suggesting some kind of deal? I'm not admitting I know anything about Delgado, but what did you have in mind? I like that. Keeps Daisy out of my business and takes care of a problem I didn't want in the first place. All right, you got a deal. You can take Delgado. I'll tell my crew to let you in the back. And I tell you what, because you've been so reasonable, I'll do you one more favor. A little bird told me you need to staff the armory at your HQ. Well, I just so happen to know a few guys who know about guns. Consider it staffed. What do you say? You're right, but I'm not the one who grabbed him. Charlie did, the idiot. After that, what was I going to do? Tell him no hard feelings and let him walk? Daisy would have been busting down my doors within the hour. So, I just kept him on ice, hoping a solution would come along, and voila, it did. At least I hope it did. Depends on if you're going to accept my offer or not. So? Fantastic. Delgado's in the back. My crew will let you through. Go get him, and you'll have a fully staffed armory by the time you get back to your headquarters. Pleasure doing business with you, Rangers. Feels like old times.
What a surprise to see you here, Rangers. What a surprise. It's especially surprising because I figured you'd be coming out of Brygo's suite with him in chains, or a bullet hole in his head. But no, what's a damsel like me to think? We've looked the other way long enough. First, Brygo helps out the Dorseys. Then, he locks up a marshal. You're lawkeepers, right? Like us? It's time to uphold the law. If you're not willing to do that much...
Marshal Lupinski, I stand by these people. So if you plan to shoot them, you'll have to shoot me, too. I think you know how that'll go over with the families.
Doesn't need to come to that, Miss Wesson. If your friends here make the right choice. So, how about it, Rangers? You wouldn't want to get the little lady hurt, would you? Maybe. Or maybe Brygo sweet-talked his way out of trouble. We've all seen that happen before. Last chance, Rangers.
It doesn't have to go down like this, fellas.
Shut the fuck up, Quan. It's going down like this whether or not you like it. One way or another, there's gonna be blood. So whose side are you on? You really want to piss off the sheriff? For the sake of that rat, Brygo? You know, I was hoping you'd say that.
Hey, Delgado. Bet you thought Daisy forgot all about you.
Quan, I figured anyone coming for me would have to shoot their way in. How'd you get past Brygo's crew? McTavish? That son of a bitch. Good. Good for you. You know, I had a feeling it was one of Brygo's people. I've been keeping an eye on Brygo for a while. He's a survivor. Likes to play both sides to make sure he always wins. After the Dorsey raid, I started asking questions about the club. Well, I guess I got too close to the truth. They grabbed me, dragged me in here and locked the door. Took my weapon and everything. Good thing you came along. No, they know better than to hurt a marshal. Though, after all this, I'm starting to think maybe I should have known better. And don't tell my wife I said that.
Well, what are you gonna pay me to keep quiet?
Quan, always the kidder. You are kidding, right?
Don't worry, Delgado. Your secrets are safe with me.
Tell me it ain't true, Rangers. You worked out some kind of shady deal with Brygo? Bullshit. McTavish took the fall for his boss. Ain't no way Brygo isn't balls deep in this mess, no matter what he says. And what about the part where you killed that fat-ass Lipinski? He knew you'd let Brygo off the hook, didn't he? Probably tried to stop you, so you shot him dead. No. It was Brygo or him, and you took the wrong side. I thought I was pretty clear about how all this was supposed to go down. Real clear.
Easy now, Daisy. The Patriarch's invested a lot in these folks. You don't want to...
Shut your hole, Quan. Don't make me ask you where you were when they shot Lipinski. Might have been an idiot, but he was still a marshal. We're done here. I'll find some other way to take down your pal Brygo, and it won't include you.
Come in, Team November, Ranger HQ here. A squad of BAMFs rolled up to Ranger HQ, rough mercenary types. Their leader goes by Gary Wolf, claims to be an ex-Ranger. Says he has news for you about your old enemy. Seems like the cutthroat take-no-prisoner type. Over. Badass motherfuckers. That's a negative. Some hurt feelings and broken pottery, maybe, but they appear to be friendlies. No idea. Your guess is as good as mine. We'll be here. Over and out.
Ah, you're the Rangers, yes? I'm most pleased to see you. I'm Gideon Reyes.
Uncle Gideon, you heard about my family?
I did, Sabrina, and I'm so sorry. You know you always have a place in my house, for as long as you need.
I know. And I am grateful. But I have a place with these Rangers now. We mean to see justice done for my family.
Is that so, Rangers? She was always an impressive girl. My sister would be proud of her. Now, I expect you'll hear about my call. There is a situation in Colorado Springs that requires a delicate touch. But first, you need to know the truth about this city. Colorado Springs isn't as prosperous as it pretends. We can barely feed our existing population, and now smugglers are bringing refugees into the city every day. If we had enough food to support them, we would welcome them. But we don't. I've asked the Patriarch to chase off these smugglers, but he says the crisis with the Dorseys and his children have left the Marshals spread too thin. It seems he'd rather just have Sheriff Daisy keep putting refugees in the pillories, rather than stopping the tide at its source. It's infuriating. And that is why I've called you. The plains, mostly. After the Patriarch defeated the eastern gangs, people started settling out there, thinking it was safe. Now the gangs have returned, and all the homesteaders are fleeing back to Colorado Springs. Oh, of course. And not just in money. I do a lot of business with the local Arapaho garage, and I can get them to provide you with mechanics to service your vehicle. They always have the best, and I'll pay for everything. Thank you. I'm told the smugglers are operating out of the Bazaar, a trader's market east of Colorado Springs. When you find them, well, do what you can. Convince them to take the refugees elsewhere. Convince them to stop entirely. Arrest them. I just want this problem to go away. Thank you for agreeing to help. You are doing Colorado Springs a great service.
I knew the security system needed more security checks and fewer show tunes. Blast. You are the Rangers, correct? I expected our paths to cross eventually. Let me express my thanks for saving my son Bellamy in the Garden of the Gods. All I can manage is the ineloquent gratitude of a father who thought he lost his child. May I help you with something? Their names are Valor, Victory, and Liberty. They are Saul Buchanan's children. He loves them as only a father can. I understand that, love. That's all I should say. Please ask me about anything else. Most of my time is spent researching and developing technology. In time, I believe we can restore our standard of living to that of the legendary pre-war days in the 1980s. Who knows? Someday we may even exceed it.
You're the CO around here? Huh. Okay. Quality setup this time. Better than back in AZ. Guess Daddy Buchanan's buying you all the good gear. Gary Wolf, freelance security consultant and synth hunter. Got a proposition for you. I helped the Rangers during their whole Cochise debacle. They might have come out strong if they'd listened to me. Too bad. After the Rangers nuked Cochise, and themselves, I figured somebody competent had to chase down its mechanical brood. So I recruited folks who'd lost family to synths, and I formed a posse. Decommissioned a dozen of the plastic punks in AZ, then heard a feud headed east and followed them here. Now I'm getting flack from that tin star twat Daisy for exchanging fire with the synth we tracked to Colorado Springs. That's where you come in. Interferent bitch told the marshals to shoot us on sight if we stepped inside the city limits again, so we can't go after this October 11 synth. Was hoping you might be interested in taking care of it for us. Cash bounty for its head. Jesus, you're not one of those, are you? Fucking simps are always talking about how synths are sentient. They have feelings. Bullshit. That's how they trick you. Synths are just top-grade robots. What makes them dangerous is that every one of them has a little piece of Cochise in their electric brain, like a virus. And if you leave them alone for too long, that virus spreads, and pretty soon we have the goddamn robot apocalypse all over again. Not on my watch. We cap them as soon as we see them. Don't give them a chance to talk. Are you kidding me? Cochise is the Rangers' greatest enemy, a supercomputer that almost exterminated them twice, and which built an army of synths to kill every last human on Earth. Rangers aren't training their recruits at all these days, are they? Yeah, no idea why. Synths are weird that way. It and another synth called Tourmaline K'd some civs on their way here, just for kicks. So watch yourselves. 11 is a stone killer. Gotta be neutralized before it kills again. And killing it will help us find its comrades. All synths got a radio in their heads. Lets them communicate long distance and triangulate on each other. Once I crack 11's head open, I'll hack it for their locations. You want to go after the others too? I'll make it worth your time. We cornered 11 downtown and tried to take it out quietly. But there was a snafu and we had to open fire. Shot up the street, wounded some civs. Silly bitch wouldn't listen when I warned her about the synth. Acted like we were the problem and sent us packing. Fuck her.
Hey now, that's my ex-boss you're talking about, Hoss.
Lucky you quit then. She's a frag candidate for sure. Add it to your list? Ought to be your top priority. Whatever. We'll wait here until you bring back its head. Should still be downtown somewhere. You'll know you're near it when you start hearing weird static on your radio.
Hello, Rangers. Permission to speak? I just wanted to say thank you again for saving my life. If you hadn't talked to Judge Watkins, well, I wouldn't be here, and I'm really happy to be here. I guess that's all I wanted to say. Thanks. Oh, and, Mom thanks you too.
Hey, I'm feeling much better now. Ready to help out any way I can. It's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine, I guess. Not really inspiring anybody, but that's not really our job, is it? Our job is to save the folks back home, and... well, I'm pretty sure we'll get there. We could try harder, though. You bet. Ready when you are.
Hey, Rangers. I'm here at last. It'll take a while. But I think I'll be able to make an actual surgery out of this place. Just need to call in a few favors for equipment and supplies. If you need treatment now, well, I think I'm ready for that. What do you need? Fine. Everything is fine. For now.
Hi, Rangers. Thanks again for letting me work for you. This is so exciting! I am so happy. I'm learning so much. All my life I wanted to be a scientist, but all I could do was read the books and dream. Now I can actually do things. It's incredible! He's wonderful. He's almost as smart as Dr. Finster, but without all the, evil. A safer bowling ball.
What? Is that a good idea?
Yes. Theoretically. I can have the machine take your genetic material and run the process, but no guarantee what comes out the other end. I did make a few tweaks to the process, though, so whatever it is, it probably won't be so angry. Probably.
You're seriously gonna go through with this? Wow.
Okay, well, how exciting! But before we start, one tiny caveat. The process requires special genetic material, and I've only got enough for one clone, so if anything happens to our new friend, try to recover its remains so we can reuse them. Now, put your palm on the machine right here.
Hey, I'm Joey Bag of Donuts. And Mr. Brygo sent me down, as thanks for helping him out with his, trouble. Apparently, I'm supposed to be your new armory guy. That's good. I know my way around this stuff. Well, though he is an honest businessman and an upstanding citizen, Mr. Brygo has more than his share of enemies, which means that he needs bodyguards. And those bodyguards need tools, yeah? So, he had been doing business with me, a simple freelance gunsmith, but he got tired of waiting for me to finish up work for other clients. So he decided to employ me full-time. Find, clean, and service guns for him, and only him. Since then, I've been a made man and do whatever Mr. Brygo wants. And right now, he wants me to find, clean, and service guns for you. And only you. Sweet deal, right? Nah, it's my favorite subject. I'm the son of a son of a son of a gunmaker, and I'm proud of carrying on the family trade. Back in Vegas, the Bag of Donuts name has been synonymous with the finest quality guns since before the war. Whenever anybody's plugged anybody else in Vegas for the last 100 years, you can bet that a Bag of Donuts was part of it. And now that Mr. Brygo is in Colorado, I'm hoping to continue that tradition here.
What do you think? Scrubbed up nice, huh? What can I do for you? I wanted to talk about the prisoner you found when you first got here. The one who survived by eating fungus and bugs. I know you decided to keep him locked up, and I'm not saying you were wrong. It's just, do we know he's broken any laws? And even if he has, it seems he's been imprisoned here for years. Has he not served his time? I know he's a little unsettling to talk to, but is that reason enough to deny him his liberty? Don't worry, I'm not going to let him out without your say-so. Just wanted to say my piece.
This is Orestes Dorsey, calling the Rangers. You killed my brother Jarrett, remember? Then y'all ran off like cowards before I could find you. Well, now you're gonna come find me. Unless you want all of Colorado to hear me kill a bunch of innocent folk 'cause you was too chicken to save them. Got a whole family trapped in their homestead. About 3 generations worth. And if you don't want them to be the next to die in the deluge of blood, you better come up north and take their place. Real funny, Rangers. Real fucking funny. I caught one before they all got in the door. Well, how do you like their jokes? The rest of them go when I get bored, Rangers. So you better hurry, 'cause I was born restless.
Come in November 1. Receiving an urgent distress call in your area. Patching it through.
This is Arapahoe 44. We're pinned down on 25 south of Colorado Springs. 2 escorts killed, and these motherfuckers are circling back. Oh, fuck! Here they come! Oh, fuck!
44! Are you there, 44? The Rangers will get somebody to your location right away. Copy? 44! You copy? Lost contact. You heard them, November. And listen, this isn't just any convoy. A44 is hauling new power armor for the Marshals. Unknown, but the Patriarch will expect us to make recovering that power armor our highest priority. Get there fast and you should be able to save that cargo. Over and out.
You won't get away with this! They'll hire mercenaries to put you down like rabid dogs.
You pathetic shit! You think we're scared of a few mercs? I won't give you to Slave Master Archie. I'm gonna keep you for myself. You can watch me murder Rangers for years. When you finally lose hope, we'll use your head as a hood ornament. Let's get started after I take your supplies.
Shit. Who the hell are you guys? Here to finish me off? Rangers are real? Thought that was a joke. To give people hope. My ribs are cracked. Our caravan's been ransacked. I'm drivetrain, caravan leader. If you save my people, I'll owe ya. Find my people. They're wounded, scared. Definitely weren't prepared for this. Our medic, Sirens was in my car when those half-metal pieces of shit dragged him out and now he's gone. I just hope there are others left to find. It happened fast, Rangers. Routine run until we got here. Was riding in the center vehicle with our cargo. Lead vehicle hit a spike trap, tore up its treads. Almost plowed into them. Driver recovered, a professional, with a young daughter back home. Fuck. Flaming Huss came rolling. Out of the alley. Pinned the rear car. Then, gunfire. And those assholes with saws for arms came at us. Those fuckers must have been watching our routes for a while to have pulled this off. More organized than before. I don't know the details. Clients prefer that. But the highest value goods always go in the middle of the convoy. I'm glad Scar Collectors couldn't break into it before you showed up. Poke around if you want. But you'll see what we had for the Marshals when they receive it. If I can get this caravan to Colorado Springs. Gonna need some time for the endorphins to wash out the pain. But yeah, get any survivors into the cab. We'll get back on the road. Arapaho HQ. We'll get someone out here to recover the deceased.
Yeah, we have a lot of interested parties asking about the Arapaho caravan. Anything to report? Sounds brutal, November. I'm sure they're shaking in their metal appendages. RHQ out.
That's it, Rangers. Can't stand no more waiting. We're going in. Enjoy the show. Come on, Dorseys! The deluge of blood begins! Woo-wee!
What do you got?
Don't know who you are, but if you ain't looking for trouble, I got some stuff to trade. Well, I ain't the best mechanic in Colorado, but how can I say no after a thorough ass-kissing? Maintain your vehicle and don't stop if you don't have to. These days, a flat tire or a stalled engine could be the end of you, consumed by the elements. And I don't just mean the weather, if you get me. Just some odds and ends I've taken in trade. Might be useful.
Howdy, name's O'Leary. Say, you're them Rangers, the saviors of the refugees. Boy, are we glad to see you. In fact, was gonna donate this at your HQ when we got to CO Springs, but you're here, so here you go. Anyway, we ain't ate in a while. Was hoping we could trade you some things for money to eat. Well, that's good to hear, Rangers. Thank you. We'll spread the word in the camps. Worse every day. Haven't seen a marshal out our way for over 2 years. It's like the Patriarch abandoned us. Oh, thank you. It ain't much.
Rangers, check me out. Thanks so much for ensuring we got this shipment of power armor. When I first saw you roll into town, I had my doubts, but you have definitely come through time and time again. This will make work so much easier. Anyway, these refugee vermin aren't going to punch themselves. Thanks again, Rangers.
Stop! Let me go!
Jesus! It sounds like a little kid.
Tourmaline says we shouldn't talk to humans, but I don't want to die. I guess. What do you want to know? I don't even know much about me. I haven't been alive for long. My name's October 11. I'm from Arizona. At least, that's where we started. It's the first thing I said. That's what Tourmaline told me. I woke up and I said it. October 11. I know it's important because it's always in my head, but I can't remember why. Tourmaline says I was made to trick humans, but I got put in the wrong body. I should be in a little body. Then no one could guess what I was. I could be safe. Another synth, I think. I don't remember. The first thing I remember is waking up with Tourmaline in a house. We were hiding. Tourmaline says we were together for a while before that, but that's as far back as I know. Okay. We fled across the mountains from Arizona. It was just Tourmaline and me, but we picked up signals from others like us. We thought maybe we'd find a safe place. My protector, another synth like me. We got separated and I'm on my own now. Tourmaline called it preemptively defending ourselves. All humans want to kill synths, so we've got to kill them first. It's a matter of survival. I don't want to be turned off. Some human hunters came for us and we ran. There was a fight and I lost Tourmaline. I couldn't go back. They were chasing me, so I hid here. Okay. All I want to do is get out of here and find someplace better to hide. Somewhere far away from this city. Will you let me go? If they find me, I'll have to kill them. If humans know where I am, they'll hunt me down and turn me off. I won't! You'll kill him if I do! Anyway, I'm not really sure where he went. No! Never let them take you! That's what Tourmaline says. They'll put their fingers in your brain. You can't have me!
Find that synth in Colorado Springs yet? Huh. No muss, no fuss. How about that? All right, then. Here's the cash, as promised. Now, one more thing. I was kinda afraid you'd be as pussy as the AZ Rangers, but looks like you're serious. So I've got another proposal for you. We need a base of operations for our synth hunt, and it looks like you've got plenty of space. What do you say? Can we set up shop here? Ranger squad I ran with in AZ was a chicken outfit. Failed to utilize me properly. Paid the price for it. But you did okay here, so I'm giving you a chance. Great. We'll find a corner and keep out of the way. And just to make the deal sweeter, how'd you like to pick up a few more bounties? Like I told you, synths communicate with each other long distance. That means when I hack October 11's head, I'll be able to find its friends. Unfortunately, we're still on the trail of a pack of eastbound synths right now, so we can't stop and hunt for these. But it's got to be done, so I'll pay you to do it. Cash for each head. You want the job? Great. Now, let me just crack this egg. You see that light in the center? That's our current location. Actually, October 11's head. Those other lights around the middle one? Those are the other synths. A lot of interference. Maybe near a radio tower. Maybe two. Lots of other smaller EM signals, too. Probably got a whole bunch of robots around to protect it. There's some wobble in the location signal, which means it's bouncing off the mountains from the foothills. That flickering means there's interference, so it's probably underground. Maybe it's coming from some kind of bunker or mine. Or maybe a nuclear silo inside a dormant volcano. Like some kind of supervillain. Signal's imprecise, bouncing around. Maybe in the mountains.
Hello all. My name is Flab, and it is my pleasure to bid you welcome to the bazaar. Come in, for the night air is chill, your wool is heavy, and our goods plentiful. Bring us your wealthy, your rich, your full purses, and if you can't afford it, just stay away. This has been a Monster Army production.
Salutations and assorted felicitations. Welcome to the Bazaar, the marketplace of the unusual. I've not seen you here before. Know this, the Bazaar can be found underneath our feet, buried by layers of snow. Access is restricted to the lucky few who possess an entrance pass. You can purchase an entrance pass at the door from our esteemed hosts, the Monster Army. Or, if you lack the funds, simply find an established merchant to vouch for you. Oh, a misunderstanding, I assure you. There have been some troubles in the Bazaar of late. But nothing our esteemed hosts, the Monster Army, can't resolve. I assure you, inside the Bazaar awaits a satisfying and secure shopping experience. Up the ramp, you'll find the door to the Bazaar, covered by a vehicle. My name is Ananda Rabindranath, Manorite missionary, merchant, and your humble servant. I was assigned to answer any questions you may have. Felicitations. It is common wisdom to keep one's mouth shut when one lacks courteous things to say. Truly, I find the very idea of smuggling people revolting. With that said, if I were a less discreet person, I'd suggest that you drive out to the old parking garage down the road to the north. Who knows? You may find your answers there. Ah, I thank you. It is a pleasure to meet people of taste, a true rarity in these uncivilized lands. I endeavored to provide the teachings of Mr. Manners to those inside the Bazaar. Alas, they seem to prefer that I spread the good word out here instead. A folly, I think. But who am I to question our gracious hosts? Ah, such a polite sentiment. Thankfully, Mr. Manners teaches us to always have a spare suit. I could not leave a fellow civilized soul in dire need. Here, take my spare. I shall fashion myself another. You do seem like people of refined taste, without a doubt. But a man of class does not abandon his employer at an inopportune moment. I don't wish to speak out of turn, but this is a dangerous time for the bazaar. Friends, go inside, speak to Mr. Jacob Martin, or as others call him, Flab. When the bazaar is safe again, my conscience will be clear, and I will be most pleased to join you. Then I will endeavor to supply more answers. Ah, true cosmopolites, I see. Indeed, a Mannerite is one of the rare few fortunate enough to operate under the auspice of Mr. Manners, proponent of good behavior in these ugly times. Most of us reside in Angel Oracle, but I chose to travel and spread the word. We Mannerites believe that poise is only second to godliness. To live is to comport oneself with exquisite grace. If you're curious, I'd be more than happy to supply a copy of our holiest scripture, the Book of Nauseatingly Correct Manners. May it help you as much as it did me, and find your path to a life of civility. Of course. Our immediate environs are a safe area, protected by the Monster Army. Wander outside these confines, and safety is not guaranteed. I can't tell you more, as I've never ventured out there myself. They are the organization in charge of the bazaar. I've heard tales that once they were truly a monstrous gang, spreading fear all throughout Colorado. I'm happy to tell you that their current incarnation is much more sophisticated and civilized, though they have a ways to go. They are led by Mr. Jacob Martin, colloquially known as Flab the Inhaler, a man who has truly embraced his position and leads this place with panache. I do wish he had a better tailor, though. You can find him inside the bazaar proper, as he rarely ventures outside. I can only hope I will have the answers you seek. It is simple. To get inside, you need an entrance pass. You can purchase one at the door, or find an established bazaar merchant to vouch for you. Any bazaar merchant. Of course, they are usually found inside the bazaar, not out here. In the encampment behind me, you could find some hopefuls looking to get in. Perhaps if you can aid them, they can aid you. Would that I could, but we are limited in how often we can vouch for outsiders. In theory, yes. But those of us who have a pass tend to safeguard it with our lives, so it is highly unlikely you would get to use another person's pass. I have heard of people giving their entrance passes to family members. Perhaps you have a rich uncle. Occasionally people disappear in the nearby ruins, and strangers acquire their pass. I'm sure I don't need to say this behavior is most untrustworthy and impolite.
Where the hell do you think you're going? This area is off limits to anyone not part of our organization, and you definitely don't look like anyone I know. I strongly suggest you egress to a rosier neighborhood. You copy? Fine. The name's Stenerud. In case the Patriarch hasn't noticed, there's hundreds of refugees who are desperate to get into his city. So desperate they'll pay me everything they have. Now, I've got no particular quarrel with you, but I'm not stopping, and I'm not negotiating. So if you come any closer, this is a firefight. Stenerud out.
Hola, mamón. Bienvenidos to Dr. Smile's orthodontic practice. Think of me as your friendly dental dilettante, a cultivator of cuspids. Do you have an appointment for full teeth extraction service? Ah, delightful! A fellow connoisseur. Don't fret, cuspids are my favorite, but I'll gladly take all your teeth. Now, you have an appointment, yes? I see. Well, I'm afraid I'm going to have to insist. Está ready?
Sorry, Psycho. Nobody messes with my pearly whites. They're my best feature.
It's not every day we get visitors with teeth like yours. They'll fetch quite the price once I rip them out of your mouth.